making offers to a promotional company that, in my opinion, but I think that too many promotional companies are thinking about their business rather than their fight. So let's look at Gervonta Davis. I believe that Mayweather Promotions are thinking, well, I can't really let Gervonta fight on DAZN because it won't be good for my relationship with Showtime. What's that got to do with Gervonta Davis? Like, if Gervonta Davis saw that offer, he would go, I'm in.
Do you think he's seen the offer? Because Gervonta, I know you're very active on social media. Gervonta on a few different occasions tweeted you like, heard you made me an offer.
Yeah, probably not. I mean,
there was a big offer.
I'd be very disappointed if that was the case. I mean, you imagine that someone made you an offer and I didn't tell you the offer. Like,
I'd be pissed.
You know, exactly. Right. So, but there's going to be other offers going in. Now, we're just working on our schedule now from September to December on DAZN, and one of the important nights is for Tevin Farmer to unify the division. So we'll be making significant offers in the next couple of weeks to the champions to make sure that they fight Tevin Farmer.
So obviously Gervonta being one of them, but next weekend we have Miguel Berchelt in action.
That's a brilliant fight. I mean, that's a tough fight for Tevin, but I feel like his style is very well suited to Berchelt. You know, obviously there's a massive Hispanic following on the DAZN platform, so DAZN would love that fight. I think Tevin would love that fight as well, and it's definitely something we're very interested in.
And then the natural question on top of that is what happened to the Jojo Diaz fight? I know they both were online.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, Tevin's in a good position now where, like, with all due respect to Jojo Diaz, he's just another guy calling out Tevin Farmer. So he is a good fighter with a good name. But we've also got a dozen Jojo Diazes that want to fight Tevin Farmer.
4 dozens.
4 dozen. 4 dozen Jojo Diazes. So if Tevin turns around to me and Lou turns around to me and says, yeah, we'd like Jojo Diaz, then he's, you know, I'm not saying he's not in consideration, but really the priority is mandatory and then unify the division.
Eddie, having you here and having Tevin here, I want to go back a little bit. Last time Jacobs fought, obviously it was against Derevchenko. I was in New York with both of you at the press conference to announce the fight, and Tevin had just signed. He had just claimed the world title and just signed with you, and his words to us were that signing with DAZN and with Matchroom changed his life. Now, several months later, that was back in late August, early September. Several months later, can yourself and can Tevin, can you guys touch on what's changed or how much more your life's changed? Because at that point, he had no fight with you, and he had already said that signing with you changed his life.
It's about having a solid future. I mean, obviously he's a lot richer than he was back in September or whenever that was. He's had 2 fights since, and you know, he's got another fight lined up. And we're talking to Lou. We're going to be actually making a new contract extension offer to Tevin for after that, for when his contract expires, for big money. And that's the next step for him now. Is to say, okay, because you know we could have signed him on a 10-fight deal back then, but really his value has increased so much that what he would have signed for wouldn't be the right deal right now for him, you know. So we need to make sure that those unification fights attract big numbers for Tevin Farmer, because they're risky fights. You know, like the mandatory fight against Frenoir, no disrespect to Frenoir, is a fight that Tevin Farmer should look very good in and win comfortably. The Berchelt fight is a fight that is a war, and is one that where you could lose your belt. So you have to be paid accordingly. That's the key. So, in terms of how his life's changed, I hope he's getting recognised a lot more. He's had a hometown fight. He knows when he's fighting. He's making great money. So, you know, I believe he's.
That said, would you say Canelo made a mistake? Because you just touched on how you could have signed on a 10-fight deal. Well, that's exactly what Canelo did.
That's a lot of money to turn down.
It's different. The money situation way different. Yeah. He already had star power. Yeah. So
his stock's not really going to go up too much from here. Whereas Tevin, when we signed Tevin, he's like that guy where the hardcore boxing fans know him, but the general public don't. Now we had a nice gate in Philadelphia. We'll return there later on in the year, and his stock is much higher than it was when we signed him.
What's a bigger fight? Is it Tank or is it Lomachenko?
I mean, I think from a publicity standpoint, from a hype standpoint, it's Tank all day long, because you know these two don't particularly like each other. He's been running for years and years. Lomachenko is a great fighter. He's up at lightweight. He makes super feather fine for the moment. So any of the champions, really, I think his aim is to unify. And look, we'll keep putting the pressure on Tank Davis. At the end of the day, if he doesn't fight Tevin, and then Tevin goes to unify the division, then the game changes, you know, and we want him to accumulate belts. one day I'd love that fight to be the undisputed fight.
Eddie, I know you probably touched on comments on how Anthony Joshua and Chris came about.
Quite simply, we looked at the best heavyweights in the world. Luis Ortiz, we